Okay, hi, and welcome back to Twin Watch 777. I came across this video. Now I haven't did any updates or any video on the Nancy Guthrie disappearance or kidnapping, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what to call it anymore. I came across this video. Shout out to Joseph Morris, and it says breaking what neighbors witnessed the night Tomasso and Annie dropped Nancy Guthrie off. And then right here in the description, he said Nancy Guthrie latest update. I really do hope this is an update because that's one reason why I haven't did any updates myself, because there just haven't been any updates. We're just rehearsing everything over and over again, but nothing new. So Nancy Guthrie, 84, she vanished from her Tucson home on February the 1st, 2026, after a suspicious internet outage disabled neighbor cameras, new FBI evidence, Wi-Fi jammer theories, a lingering intruder, family card still in custody, and a Phoenix Mobile Command Center raised questions about a sophisticated or staged abduction. All right, so again, shout out to Joseph Norris. I haven't watched any of his videos. This is my first time watching a video, and I haven't watched the video, so I don't know what's in this video. Okay, let's go, y'all.
Breaking developments in the Nancy Guthrie abduction case reveal a mysterious internet outage that could change everything we know about that fateful night. I'm Joseph Morris, and don't forget to like and subscribe. The FBI is now digging into reports of a widespread internet disruption right around the time 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie vanished from her home in the Catalina foothills outside Tucson, Arizona.
Why is it? Let me see. When did she? January? No, February the 1st. February, March. Why are we just now hearing? Well, I'm just now hearing about it. I haven't heard about no internet outage prior to this video. This is new to me. It may not be new to y'all. I don't know, but I never heard of this.
This outage hit the area hard, knocking out Wi-Fi signals and security systems for several neighbors. But here's where it gets even more suspicious. One neighbor in particular reported that his Ring camera history was suddenly not available for the exact night Nancy disappeared. So just imagine that. Footage that could hold key clues just gone without any explanation. That sounds...
Now, see, I was wondering myself, there's cameras all over the place. You can't go nowhere without, seeing yourself being recorded from somewhere. And so I was wondering, I was curious myself, why didn't any other neighbors come forth with any kind of video? I mean, they have the video with the man on a porch, so evidently the outage wasn't at her house, because they got the footage. So let's just continue on, see what's going on here.
So unusual and raises a few red flags, which we'll get to in a bit. Adding to the eerie details, that same neighbor mentioned something unusual with their dog. In the middle of the night, their dog woke them up, insisting to go outside. Behavior they say was completely out of character. Could the dog have sensed an intruder nearby? It's one of those small but chilling elements that makes you wonder what else was stirring in the middle of the night.
And again, why wasn't any of this reported earlier on in the news? It is now March, right? It's March. And she disappeared February the 1st.
But let's just think about this for a second. If someone went to the trouble of tampering with cameras and possibly orchestrating an Wi-Fi outage, what does that say about the planning involved? I mean, to me, this points to a sophisticated operation, not some random act. Let me know what you guys think. Now let's dive into weirder theories circulating online about that outage and the tech involved. Retired FBI agent Jennifer Coffindaffer has been vocal, suggesting that whatever caused the disruption wasn't a full Wi-Fi jammer, as everybody is suspecting, because it didn't block Nancy's Nest camera signal or her pacemaker data.
Right, so that's what I just said. Yeah.
She argues this points to at least two perpetrators working in tandem, maybe using a two-way communication device instead. And she also linked a video about how a jammer works. And you can see that the jammer normally just completely disrupts the footage, but you can see in the Ring doorbell camera on Nancy's porch that it was clear as day. So I'm not convinced it was a Wi-Fi jammer either. In another post, Jennifer speculated on a gadget seen in evidence photos, thinking it could be a walkie-talkie rather than a Wi-Fi jammer. And in the latest twist just happening right now, breaking news, reports are emerging of significant law enforcement activity in Phoenix. A mobile command center complete with multiple police vehicles has been established near the Grand Canal Trail and 28th Street. Authorities have shut down portions of the pathway while the situation develops. These kinds of temporary headquarter vehicles are often deployed for major high priority cases like Nancy's. So is this fresh momentum in
Just sitting there, they just put it in a lot, left it, and left. I don't see no activity around it.
the Nancy Guthrie investigation, especially with the FBI's command post already shifted to Phoenix for longer term efficiency? I mean, this is an unconfirmed detail if it's directly tied, but the timing has true crime followers talking about possible new leads or movement. Adding to the suspicion, Annie Guthrie and Tomasso and Annie's car is still in police custody today. They tore that car up for evidence, and they don't do this to innocent people.
And we've been hearing over the last 4 or 5 days that the vehicle's been released. It's gone back, there's all kinds of social media stuff. It's gone back to the family, et cetera, et cetera.
It's in the process of going back to the family, whatever that means.
Right, it's in the process, right. And so
It means it says going back to the family. That's self-explanatory surface, that is.
here tonight, and the reason I got all of you here is definitively to tell you that vehicle is still in evidence at the Pima County Sheriff's Department. I have an inside source that I talked to today from the Sheriff's Office, and that source told me with no hesitation that vehicle is still in the evidence chain at the Pima County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, because all the headlines were saying, oh, Annie's car has been released. No. The Pima County Sheriff actually clarified that it's still being processed for release, which obviously still means it's still in evidence. So what do you guys make about that little detail? I mean, does that say that the police are still putting the spotlight on the family? Because I know a lot of people suspected that from the get-go, especially with Ashley Banfield's claims that Tomasso may be the prime suspect. So do you think it was an abductor or closer to the family? Let me know in the comments. Now,
Well, I don't know. In my opinion, the way I feel, if they still got the car and they haven't released it to the family, what they said is in a process of being released. So and maybe they finish, they completed their investigation and their analysis of whatever they do when they examine the car. And it doesn't mean hill of beans to me. It just means that they just haven't released it. They didn't say they found anything in the car, I don't think. I don't know, but right now it really doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, it is not adding anything new or pertinent to the investigation, as far as I know, anyway.
Now here's where it gets even darker. Some online sleuths like Madeline Case Tweets are pushing a juicier angle, claiming that the whole thing might be a staged abduction. They point to the ransom notes seeming like an afterthought, written by someone educated, and how the intruder lingered inside the house for about half an hour as if they felt comfortable there and weren't worried about indoor cameras feeding to the family. Madeline Case Tweets also doubled down on her speculation that the person in Nancy's porch Ring doorbell camera footage could be Tomasso and Annie, based on the mole in the footage. Now let's rewind to late January 2026, when all this unfolded. Nancy was last seen around 9:45 p.m. on January 31st after being dropped off at home following dinner with family. She was dropped off by Tomasso after visiting both Tomasso and Annie that night. So according to the timeline pieced together by investigators, her doorbell camera disconnected at 1:47 a.m.
Now I wonder, I haven't been following this as closely as I was when the the kidnapping first occurred. So I wonder if they search any neighbors' cameras to see the coming of Tomassi, bringing her home, and then do they have footage of him leaving, and do they have pictures of who was in, if anyone was in the car, with him. And this is strange indeed. This is one strange case.
a.m. on February 1st. Then at 2:12 a.m., camera captured a shadowy figure still outside her home. Just 16 minutes later, at 2:28 a.m., her pacemaker stopped connecting to her Apple Watch, signaling the moment she was likely taken. That leaves the perpetrators with a razor-thin window, about 41 minutes, to disable the cameras, breach the door, and abduct her. And during this precise time frame, now we're finding out the internet went down. It raises some serious questions about whether the internet going down was just a coincidence or a calculated move to erase digital evidence. Adding to the tech intrigue, a digital analyst who worked on high-profile cases like Brian Kohlberger's noted that if a suspect had their phone's Wi-Fi enabled, Nancy's home router logs might have captured it scanning for networks, even if it never connected. Smartphones send out these probe requests constantly, so that could be a hidden clue in the logs. And most recently, on March 5th, 2026, Nancy Guthrie returned to the Today Show studio for the first time since her mother's disappearance. This marks
So much for her. It's just really something to lose a parent like that and don't have any clue of where they are or what happened to them. It is just so heartbreaking. I ache. My heart aches. It aches for her.
an emotional step as the desperate search continues, with Savannah balancing her professional life while keeping the spotlight.
Seeing this picture, it just brought tears to my eyes. It just makes me want to cry right along with her. Yes, this is like real life. This is not, in a movie you see this stuff and you be like all excited because you want to know what happened next and all this, but this is real life. This is heartbreaking.
On finding Nancy. It's a reminder of the heavy toll this has taken, yet also shows resilience in the face of uncertainty. As this investigation evolves, these new layers, the outage, the missing footage, the unusual dog behavior, the latest sheriff insights, all these wild online theories, and now this Phoenix activity at a level of intrigue that keeps us all hooked. But they also underscore how technology meant to protect us can become a vulnerability in the wrong hands. Just this idea that people can use.
As with anything that's created on this earth is for the enjoyment and for the, well, I'm not going to say anything. Well, then maybe a lot of things are, but anything can be taken, if it's putting in the wrong hands of someone, then it can be used in a bad way.
Wi-Fi jammers to disrupt your surveillance cameras is new to me. This is something I just learned in this case, and that is very scary that perps are able to use that technology against you. So I don't know if you guys want to
well, that's not new. Where he from? He's under a rock or something?
Take more vigilance with your security systems and maybe somehow have a backup plan. In my opinion, this internet outage feels too perfectly timed to be accidental. Is it just the abductors had inside knowledge or technical savvy, possibly scouting the area in advance? So one interesting theory making the rounds is that a Wi-Fi jammer was involved, supposing the perpetrator plugged it into a vehicle for power and operated with a limited range of 10 to 30 yards, which could explain why not all signals were jammed, like the pacemaker or certain cameras. And honestly, the 20 to 30 yards idea speculation could point towards the Wi-Fi jammer might actually be coming from a neighbor's house. And speaking of, that neighbor whose entire day Ring camera footage just vanished raises some serious red flags for me. It's the kind of anomaly that makes you question if those neighbors might have turned off their own cameras or hidden something themselves. And personally, I think federal investigators should dig deeper into those accounts to rule out possible neighbor involvement. For me, these details humanize the case, reminding us that behind the headlines is a family desperate for answers. And I hope the ransom lead or the DNA results bring a breakthrough soon. And of course, if you have any information, please call 1-800-CALL-FBI. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment, because I try to
Okay, yeah, so that's Joseph Morris, if you want to go over there and check out his channel and subscribe to him. So again, that number for any information is 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI. Okay, so I am going to go ahead. I was going to read the comments, but are there any comments? Yeah, I'll read some. This story gets crazier and crazier. Yes, it does. Why would someone make a senior adult go through that? Please send Nancy home one way or the other. We need to know where. Just bring her home. I really feel that Nancy stumbled upon something she shouldn't have, either heard something or saw something, maybe at the dinner or somewhere else. She had to be silent. Just a thought, not accusing anyone. That's just a thought. Very interesting that the suspect in the photo with ski mask has a mole in exactly the same place as Tomasso has his mole. That is very interesting indeed, but the way that the photo was blown up, it was kind of different. It wasn't very clear, so I really didn't see a mole. I saw something that could have resembled a mole, but I'm not sure if it was an actual mole or not. Okay, a mole on his eye, just like the kidnapper. What a coincidence. That would be something. Okay, I knew this in 2020 from personal experience, family. Okay, signal jammers have multiple antennas. All right, so there we have it. I don't know how much of an update that was, really. It wasn't significant to lead to a location of her, and it didn't lead to or the identity of someone or the person that took her. So it wasn't much of an update, but I was not aware of the jammer. All right, so that's it. That is all I'm going to say for now. And shout out to my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And one thing off script, I'm going to say that if I'm blowing your ears out with my audio, please forgive me. Give me some grace, because I have no idea how to do this audio, and I'm going through all my mics, and I'm back to using my Rode, and I even bought the Wave XLR MK2, their newest one. So I'm trying like crazy to try to get my audio up to par. So please forgive me if it doesn't sound up to par. I'm getting there. It's been a really difficult thing for me, because I'm just going to leave it at that. So I just wanted to bring that up in case you watch one of my videos and the audio sounds terrible. So, but this is the first time that I'm using my Wave XLR. It's the little interface, that little box. I would pick it up, but it's just gonna mess everything up. It's brand new. It's the newest Wave XLR that they have on the market, and it just came out. And I have my Rode Pod mic connected to it, and I hated this Rode Pod mic. That's why Pod mic. When I had it connected to my Foxurite, however you pronounce that, and then I had a game thingy on it. It was, oh my God. So if anyone have any suggestions on how I can and make my audio sound better, I do welcome some suggestions. That's if you want to share it. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm not doing this on purpose, blowing out your ears or anything like that. All right. So again, thank you for subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, y'all. Be blessed.